Good morning, learners. I am Teacher Richard, and today we want to learn plotting graphs. So, what we need to understand is the objective of the lesson. By the end of this lesson, our main objective is to use values from a table to draw a graph. And remember, it's a graph of a function. So, before we start our today's lesson, I want us to remind ourselves of what we learned in our previous lesson. Who can remind us what we learned in our previous lesson? Yes, Anjigo? Types of graphs, very good. We learned about types of functions. Types of functions. Who can remind us the types of functions we learned? Yes, a boy? Linear function, very good. So we learned about linear function. Linear function. Another one? Yes, Adigo? Good. Quadratic functions. Okay, good job. Another one? Omolo? Cubic function, good job. Cubic function. So you realize that we have very many types of functions. So today we are going to specifically talk about linear function. So linear function means function of a line. So we are going to draw graph of linear functions. So let us look at that quickly. Now, we are going to remember we are supposed to use the values from a table to draw the graph. So I want us to look at this question. We want to use the values from this table to draw the graph of the function y is equal to x plus 2. So we can do that easily by using our decimals. So it's very simple. We just pick the values from the table to draw the graph, and I'm going to show you that one very quickly. So we look at the x value, which is -2, and the y value is 0. So you come to the x value here, -2, and the y is 0. You can see the point is there. Then x -1 corresponding y value is 1, x -1 is here. Then y1, x0, y2, x0, y2. That is how we plot x1, y3, x1, y3, x2, y4, x2, y4. So after plotting the coordinates, then you just have your straight line like that. So you can see this graph of a straight line. That is why we call it linear function. Now, this topic is very important because you can easily see that when the value of x increases, the value of y also increases. Now, how is that important? One day when you will be done with schooling, you will be employed somewhere and you will be earning, and therefore the amount of money that you earn will depend on the amount of hours that you work. So the more hours you work, the more money you earn. That is very important. Okay. Quickly, I want us to get into our groups so that we can do the worksheet that are given out. We have three questions in the worksheet. I'm moving around so that I check if you have done it correctly, and then the last question we are going to do individually. Now, remember our lesson was to use the table to draw a graph. Is there anybody who doesn't understand how to use values from the table to draw a graph? Anybody? Okay, thank you. So if that is well understood, I want to go around to check if you have done it correctly in your groups. Thank you.